it's up to you. Baby, it's up to you. Darling, it's up.
This is 1480 KRAE Cheyenne. What you are about to hear is a sports talk radio show unlike any other that has ever before been broadcast in the capital city of Cheyenne, Wyoming, USA. This is Cheyenne, Wyoming's Sports Talk Authority. The Wyoming Cowboys, the Denver Broncos, the Colorado Rockies, and the Denver Nuggets. The show is local, it's regional, and yes, the show is national as well. Wyoming Sports Talk Today is on the air. If they're talking sports on the radio in Cheyenne, this is the place it happens. This is Wyoming Sports Talk Today.
And a Wednesday afternoon, a good Wednesday afternoon to you. Larry Pro, a little bit under the weather today, along with Junior Pro across the way. It is time for Wyoming Sports Talk Today. It's being brought to you by Mondello's Pizzeria. 1507 Stillwater Avenue, Suite D, the Greenway Commons. Paisan cuisine, always at its best. For almost 5 decades, Joe Mondello has brought his family recipes here to Cheyenne. Delicious eats and treats, and the Food Network has ranked his pizza, Joe's Pizza, in the top 10 in the nation. So if you want to eat delicious Paisan cuisine, don't go to the chains. Go to Mondello's Pizzeria, 1507 Stillwater Avenue, Suite D in the Greenway Commons. First Year Bank right across the street at 1508 Stillwater Avenue. My good friend Tim, Tad, and the whole crew invite you to come on by. Check out their special CD rates going on right now, whether you do short-term, long-term, and you'll see that they are offering some great annual percentage yields. First Year Bank open Monday through Friday. Lennox Auto Body, Dunn Avenue, the Auto Glass and Detail Center over on Pershing Boulevard. Hey, if you want that vehicle to come back looking almost showroom new, then you take your dented vehicle, your hit vehicle, whatever the case may be, you take it over to Lennox Auto Body and let the experts, the pros, take care of it for you over on Dunn Avenue, both part of Lennox Enterprises, the auto body, as well as the Auto Glass and Detail Center, and they've been serving our area for over 25 years. Lennox Auto Body and the Auto Glass and Detail Center. B&B Appliance and TV at 714 Central Avenue. Remember, they service what they sell over at B&B. And Bruce invites you to come on by, check out the wide range of appliances featuring Frigidaire, GE, Maytag, Whirlpool. Yeah, all for you and all for sale at some great pricing right now, too. B&B Appliance and TV, 714 Central Avenue. Medicap Pharmacy for all your pharmaceutical needs. See Gene and the great staff indoors Monday through Saturday, or if you're on the go, go to the drive-thru outside. Again, also open Monday through Saturday next door to Texas Roadhouse on Bluegrass Circle. Chick-fil-A, Windmill, and Delrange. Today is a great day for some good old-fashioned chicken soup. Trust me, over at Chick-fil-A to go along with their delicious chicken sandwiches, their waffle fries. How about some mac and cheese on the menu as well? And maybe top it off with a frosted caramel coffee. Chick-fil-A serving up 3 delicious squares Monday through Saturday. On Windmill and Delrange, right across from Powers Field and Menards. Pine Valley Bank times 2. See Rick and the crew over on Vanda High, and the east side location for you at the corner of College and Pershing. Again, offering all the banking services you come to expect. And again, all caught up on today's technology as well at Platte Valley Bank. Key of Cheyenne on Nation Way, getting rid of the 19s. That's what we need to do right now. And AJ says, I've got some super prices for you on those remaining 19s. The 20s are on the lot as well, too, so take a test drive in either one of the model years. And again, Key of Cheyenne's going to make you an offer you can't refuse. Key of Cheyenne over on Nation Way. And last but not least, we thank Taco John's of Cheyenne, again, with a plethora of locations downtown, KRAE Avenue, the north side over on Yellowstone, right down the road from us here on Delrange and Ridge. Right across the way, it's Pershing and Ridge location. And on the south side, yes, check out that great prototype location over on South Greeley Highway. They're offering all of the high technology way to order and delicious food that you've come to expect from Taco John's of Cheyenne. And we get things underway. It's our scoreboard. It's being brought to you by Pepsi of Cheyenne. Here's Nick.
LCCC action, at least women's volleyball right now as they compete in the at least Region 9 tournament. Earlier game this morning at 8 a.m. where LCCC took care of business against Lamar Community College. 3-0 right now. They're heading to set number 5 against Northeastern Junior College. Again, Northeastern is hosting the Region 9 tournament. So, again, a little home flair there for the Lady Plainsmen. But, again, it is heading into set number 5. It is tied 2-2 between LCCC and Northeastern Junior College. So we'll give you updates on that. NHL action for tonight. 2 games on the slate. First game you will see on NBC Sports Network at 6 o'clock tonight in the Garden, Madison Square Garden. New York Rangers hosting the Detroit Red Wings. And last but not least, in Edmonton, the Oilers will play host to the St. Louis Blues. That's what's happening in NHL action for tonight. And want to remind folks coming up this Friday here on 1480 AM, 101.1 FM, 1480KRAE.com, where you can hear more Class 4A football as it is semifinal action between the number 4 seed Chinese Thunderbirds as they are on the road to Gillette to see the number 1 seed Thunder Basin Bolts. 6 o'clock kickoff, 5:20-ish pregame show here on 1480 KRAE.
And remember, you can hear it, but you can't see it. Sign the petition. Let's go to the NBA scoreboard. Knicks and the Pistons tonight in the Little Caesars Arena in Motown. It'll be the Wizards-Pacers at the Bankers Life Fieldhouse in Indianapolis. Warriors and the Rockets will hook up tonight at the Toyota Center in Houston. Bulls-Hawks at the State Farm Arena in Atlanta, GA. How about the Sacramento Tomato Kings and the Raptors? That'll be in the Scotiabank Arena in Toronto. The Grizz at the FedEx Forum. They will have a date with the Minnesota Timberwolves. Magic Mavericks at American Airlines Center in Big D. The 76ers and the Jazz at the Vivint Smart Home Arena in Salt Lake City. Late night game, Bucks and the Clippers at Staples in Los Angeles, California. Scoreboard brought to you by Pepsi of Cheyenne.
I'm Nate.
And I'm Kate.
And we're not just literal taste buds. We're best buds.
And there's nothing that we love more than a
cool,
crisp,
deliciously refreshing Pepsi.
Sure, we live inside your mouth.
But that doesn't mean we don't enjoy the finer things.
Hey, Nate. Pepsi incoming!
Here it comes!
Tastes so good.
Tell me about it.
So,
amazing.
That's what I was thinking.
It's like we share the same mouth, Kate.
Forever and ever, Nate.
Make your taste buds happy and pick up a delicious, refreshing Pepsi.
You're listening to Cheyenne's new Sports Talk Authority. This is Wyoming Sports Talk Today on AM 1480 KRAE.
Welcome to Wyoming Sports Talk Today. I knew it. I just knew it, Nick. The guy that was bunking with me during our baseball stay in Phoenix, he got sick like last week, and, of course, he was hacking and coughing on the way home, and I said, you know what, dude? I know I'm going to catch this thing. I don't know when I'm going to catch it, but by golly, it's stuck right now in my throat. Hopefully here in the next couple of days we can rid this crud bug that's going around and get ready for some high school football. As you mentioned, we'll be at Thunder Basin High School for the Bolts and the East High Thunderbirds. Basketball action, off and running.
Yeah, as I say, before we get to football or anything like that, again, we had regular season start for the Wyoming Cowboys at home at the AA last night against Idaho State.
A lot of empty seats there.
Well, let's be honest, again, not a whole lot of fans expecting much out of this team. You go off of what happened last season. Again, there's not a whole lot of hype. There's not a whole lot of high expectations for the Cowboys. And after last night's game, probably is not going to change. Again, my expectations are not anywhere further. Hey, congrats to the Cowboys starting off the season 1-0, but again, you struggled in a 1-0. Again, it was a 14-point at least victory for the Cowboys, but 54-40. You put 21 and a half at least in the first half.
21-18. That was kind of rather.
This tells me that this Cowboys team has no offense.
They have problems from beyond the arc.
Yeah.
That's where their big problems. But the thing is, too, with the Wyoming Cowboys is you look at last night's win. And remember I told you, on paper, they were bigger than the Idaho State, and may I call them the Bungles as well, like the Cincinnati Bungles. But they got outboarded last night by the smaller Idaho State team, 32-28. Not going to cut it when you get into Mountain West Conference play.
Well, it's not going to cut it when you see some upper echelon non-conference teams as well coming up here for the Wyoming Cowboys. But Get a 14-point victory, 32 points by Hunter Maldonado. So
And then the rest of the team was on a milk carton.
He's going to be at least
The go-to guy.
Yeah, the go-to guy. The guy who's going to carry this team on the shoulders, just like Justin James had to do last year. But for how long with Maldonado, again, a guy who is injury-prone there for the Wyoming Cowboys. We'll see how long that lasts. Hopefully it is the entire season, because they're going to need this guy, as it's, again, showing in game number 1 that this is a team that defense, hey, it's there.
Yeah.
I mean, give credit, 40 points for 20-minute, at least for 40-minute, at least total basketball. That's not bad. It's not too shabby, but again, it is Idaho State, not a perennial powerhouse of the Big Sky Conference, not a team that is anticipated to be up there with the likes of of a Northern Colorado, Idaho, whoever out of the Big Sky.
Right.
It's a team that is not known for their basketball.
They're not that good.
Yeah.
And again, they shot 32% from the field last night. The Bungles did. They were from beyond the arc, 17%, 4 of 24, and not a good free throw shooting team. That's why there's a 14-point win for Wyoming. They were 6 of 18 from the free throw line. They missed 12 free throws, 33%.
Well,
how many teams hit 33% from 15 feet out?
And there's not a whole lot that get victories as well too. But again, the alarming stat though is, at least again, kudos to Maldonado getting 32 points. He is the go-to guy. But once teams start to realize that, break down film of the Cowboys and probably double team him, triple team him, however to shut him down, or if for whatever reason he has an off night, you got no one to back him up. You got no one to pick up the slack, especially what we saw last night again. Hunter Thompson, 4 points. Muller with 1. You had 2 others, Hendricks and Milton with 4 points. Off the bench, your star was Banks with 6. Again, 1 point for Marble, 2 points for Taylor. I mean, come on, that's not going to get it done.
Well, again,
that's not going to get it done.
Be thankful.
Again, you cannot put. This is a Cowboys team that cannot put all their eggs in one basket, being at least Maldonado, to rely on him game in, game out to get it done. Especially when, again, you're going to see some of these top echelon teams. Again, South Carolina, you got to see the Gamecocks. Again, that's stepping it up. Don't take Oregon State too lightly, a Pac-12, at least Power 5 conference team. Colorado and the Buffs at least come to the AA. Let's be honest. Again, This is an alarming factor right now.
Well, here's the alarming factor. This is not an offensive-built team. You look back to the Northwest Nazarene scrimmage or exhibition, they only put up 60 points. They put up 54 against the Idaho State Bungles team.
The only positive so far is that defense is there. Defense is what's going to have to carry this team, and if so, then it's enough to get past Idaho. If you could slow down these faster-paced teams, slow them down to the crawl, and again, just try to hit as much as you can, then you got an opportunity. But again, how long is this all going to last? How fortunate are you going to be throughout the season to rely on that defense? Again, equate it to the football field of you can't rely on that defense. Eventually, it's going to tire itself out.
Well, and the thing with the Cowboys, what concerns me right now, they're a good basketball team within 19 feet and 8 inches. Put them at 19.9 and beyond, they're not good. They're 1 of 10 from beyond the arc last night. Maldonado was 0 of 4. So obviously, Hunter is pretty good on the inside, as well as long as you keep him inside the arc. But guess what? Defenses are going to start clamping down on him, and he's going to need some support.
Yeah, without a doubt. But who is that going to be? And so far, what we saw last night, it's no one. It's virtually no one, even off of the bench. Again, Banks with 6 points. He was the second most, at least, point getter on the floor last night behind Maldonado at 6.
And then
that is very alarming.
You look at Thompson. He got into foul trouble. He had 4 fouls last night, so at least he got to stay on the floor. But he only had 27 of the 40 minutes.
Yeah,
you're going to expect bigger things out of Hunter Thompson. Mueller gave him 30 minutes. Hendricks was out there for 36 and only scored 4 points at the guard position. 20 minutes for Greg Milton, where he put in 4 points, and then Maldonado did the yeoman's work, where he had 33 minutes off the bench. They got 22 out of Taylor and 20 minutes out of Banks. So,
again, you got away with one here against Idaho State. Be fortunate. Hey, this is your first game, and hopefully
get tougher.
You now figure out what needs to be addressed here before you head at least in 5 days down to South Carolina to see the Gamecocks. Where looking at predictions right now, Wyoming doesn't have a prayer, according to ESPN and everyone else. That percentages are extremely low that the Cowboys are going to come away with a victory against the Gamecocks coming up again November 10th, at least down there in South Carolina. So we'll see. Again, Oregon State, you got the likes of Northern Colorado, Denver. I'll toss in Denver. Denver's going to be a good opponent. The Pioneers find a way to be competitive with the Cowboys. We saw that Northern Colorado has no problem beating the Cowboys in the Double-A. Again, Colorado, when they come up here, again, it's not a slouch Pac-12 team that's going to get it done against Oregon State as well. So, again, the games only get that much tougher. It's something that here, as we got plenty of regular season left for the Wyoming Cowboys, again, that includes Mountain West play. But right now, if this is a team that's out on the floor competing day in and day out throughout this season, it's a team that's destined to finish near dead last, as it was predicted in the Mountain West Conference.
Well, the disturbing thing about last night's game was the Cowboys' lack of attendance. I mean, think about it. The women draw just about, on a very good night, they draw that type of crowd.
Yeah, but that's kudos to at least Joe Legursky of what he did with that program. Again, getting it notoriety, consistent winning as well too. And again, we'll even at least with Coach Madison, where his first season, you looked at the preseason polls. Cowgirls were at least looked to be around top 4. I do believe they were picked to finish 4th in the Mountain West Conference. So again, folks still believe in this Cowgirls team,
and they're young.
At least with again former head coach again now
Joe Madison. Yeah.
Well, he's a current
and
one.
Joe
yeah,
Legursky.
Former Joe Legursky, as you kind of stepped on top of me there.
Well, because you were
again,
stumbling and bumbling.
Well, because again, you're the one kind of interjected on me. But again, the Wyoming Cowgirls, it comes with consistency, winning. Again, take for what it is. This Cowgirls team last year being very competitive in the WNIT. Again, fans realize again. You're not going over to Laramie. You're not spending the money. You're not traveling, especially in this fall/winter time, to Laramie, Wyoming, to go watch what is, in your mind, probably a guaranteed loser with the Wyoming Cowboys. Again, nothing against the Cowboys basketball squad, but again, you go off of what have you done for me recently. Well, last year, that was one of the worst seasons in decades.
Yeah.
Without a doubt.
And
again,
that's
again, where things cost money, again, here in the state of Wyoming with, again, folks where, we're so spread out. Weather can be an issue. Again, late night traveling as well too. It's not like these games are getting played on noon on a week, at least a weekend at this point in time. No, that was 7:00 last night on a Tuesday. Folks from Casper, Sheridan, Gillette, not going to make that drive down when team really hasn't proven that
the
they're a
weather was
winner.
really nice for Cheyenne people to go. Here's the deal with this, Nick. You and me and the majority of our audience have been in the Arena Auditorium. 3,000 fans. And let me tell you, there weren't 3,000 fans at that game last night.
From the pictures I saw, no.
Yeah, it's very empty, very hollow. It's kind of hard. And again, I remember the days of that sixth man at the Arena Auditorium. And that
It's
place,
there for the Cowgirls.
And that place can get very raucous. And, yeah, we were there. We know exactly how raucous it can get. It's very hollow when you have very few fans showing up. Maybe the wind helps out a little bit to get more interest in the Wyoming
Cowboys.
Cowboys.
This team needs to prove a lot more than
But
what
again,
it did.
South Carolina, they got like ESPN's giving them about an 8% chance of winning. We haven't even got a point spread on that one. But at least the Cowboys did cover the point spread in the win against the Bungles last night.
Good for them, I guess. Again, you were a fortunate enough victor against an Idaho State team that doesn't prove anything. Again, it's a game that, you should have won. But it's an alarming win that there's a lot of question marks, a big time, at least, issues right now with this Cowboys team that if this trend continues of what we saw at Game 1 throughout this non-conference and heading into Mountain West play, this is a team that's going to struggle to get, again, 4 or 5 wins this season, 6, 7, even hit double-digit wins. It's going to be a struggle if they continue to play like that because, again, you're not going to get it done like that against South Carolina. You're not going to get it done against Colorado. You're not going to get it done against the Boise States of the world, against UNLV, San Diego State, whoever it may be. You're not going to get it done against those.
Well, and you look at last night, too, and we'll be hearing from Coach Alan Edwards here in just a couple of moments, his thoughts and comments on last night's game. 37 shots taken by the Cowboys last night. That's not shooting. a lot of basketballs in your home gym.
Is it something that players out there were just, again, not going to say scared, but again, you're almost, hesitant to shoot? Are they just not that confident in their shot right now?
I'm just basing on 2 outings by the Cowboys. If this team scores at best 80 points once this season, I might be floored. I think this team is not an offensive juggernaut.
Right.
They're just not that good.
Again, the thing that you got to hold your hat on right now for the Cowboys, so again, give credit to the defense. But how long will that last? How potent will that defense be against those upper echelon
We'll
teams?
find out against South Carolina. Already, ESPN believes South Carolina is going to put a whooping on the Cowboys coming up on their next event.
And it might just happen again coming up November 10th. Again, that is an early morning contest game as well, too, 10 o'clock here Mountain Time. Again, now the Cowboys take on the Gamecocks there in South Carolina.
And we are going to hear from head coach Alan Edwards after these words right here on 1480 KRAE.
When you say Mondello Pizzeria, think authentic Italian. When you say Mondello Pizzeria, think made fresh from scratch. When you say Mondello Pizzeria, think great pizza, delicious Philly cheesesteak, superb hot and cold Italian sandwiches, meatballs, sausage, and special subs, calzones, crisp salads, and great service. When you say Mondello's Pizzeria, think unmatched Italian taste. Mondello's Pizzeria, 1507 Stillwater Avenue, your only true Italian stop for lunch or dinner.
Check out the huge savings this week at Town & Country Supermarket Liquors. Here are just a few of the terrific weekly specials. Our Super Radio buys heard only right here feature Tito's Handmade Vodka, 1.75-liter bottle, $28.99. Crown Royal Original Apple, Maple, or Vanilla Canadian Whiskey, 750-milliliter bottle, $16.49. And Bud Light, Coors Light, or Miller Light, 24-pack, 12-ounce bottles or cans, $21.49. Town & Country Supermarket Liquors on the South Greeley Highway, Cheyenne's low-price leader.
You can actually get something good for your health at a drive-thru window. When you order your next prescription from Medicap Pharmacy, call ahead and use our drive-thru window. Or you can call for free delivery. You can even log on to Medicap.com and order a prescription refill. Your Medicap pharmacist will call you to make arrangements for pickup or delivery.
Medicap Pharmacy will always make time for you.
Medicap Pharmacy, 1947 Bluegrass Circle, next to Texas Roadhouse in Cheyenne. Or call 635-3712.
Capital Lumber is number one in Cheyenne. Are you listening? We're all the lumber store you'll ever need.
Since 1966, family-owned and operated Capital Lumber Company has been the stop for all lumber, paint, tools, accessories, remodel and do-it-yourself projects, and so much more. Now, Capital Lumber Company announces the beginning of a tasty relationship with Traeger grills, as they now have in stock several models of Traeger grills, along with pellets and accessories. Capital Lumber Company at 1222 Dunn Avenue in Cheyenne. First Tier Bank strives to remain competitive and offers some of the best CD rates in the community, as well as area banks and credit unions per Rate Watch reports. How does that make a difference to you? First Tier Bank can assist you in securing some of the best rates on CDs. First Tier Bank offers the personalized customer service you've grown accustomed to and deserve. Plus, feel confident that your finances are taken care of by a responsible, knowledgeable staff. Call 307-632-3500 and ask for Caitlin or Debbie. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
B&B Appliance and TV has been your locally owned appliance store for 49 years. Not only do we offer several major brands, we also service what we sell. And we have the largest parts department in Laramie County. Next time you're in a big box store, just ask to see their parts and service department. Then come visit the appliance experts at B&B Appliance and TV, 714 Central Avenue. Best brands, hometown service.
Here's the latest weather forecast on 1480 KRAE.
For today, it'll be mostly cloudy with highs around 34. For tonight, it'll be cloudy skies with lows around 21. On Thursday, it'll be sunny with highs around 44. And on Thursday night, it'll be partly cloudy with lows around 28.
When it comes to sports talk in Cheyenne, it's a whole new ballgame. Let's play ball! You're listening to Wyoming Sports Talk today, and it's only here on AM 1480 KRAE.
First game of the year. Thought our guys came out with a good focus. Really keyed in on the defensive end of the floor. Obviously, Maldonado was spectacular on both ends. A lot of people would think about his 32, but I thought he did an even better job on the defensive end, guarding their leading scorer. and forcing them into some tough shots. And I thought it was collective. You know, one would look at Maldo and say 32, and it wasn't a lot of other scoring. But, you know, having Jake Hendricks on the floor and the way they wanted to play Jake and take him away and how they hugged up on Thompson, you know, kind of opened up the floor a little bit more spacing-wise for Maldonado to be effective. And I thought the matchup that they had on Maldonado, we felt like we had the better part of that in the sense of whether it be in the post or putting him in ball screen situations or him just playing basketball. So was happy with our effort. Thought we had a few lapses in the first half. I want to say they scored 5 times in a row one time and then 7 times in a row in the second half, which again, hanging our hats on the defensive end of the floor. You know, and what I like about it, they took notice to that too, and wanted to coach each other and hold each other accountable. So, was happy, but you know, good way to start out the year.
Alan, is the defense as good as maybe the stats that the first 2 games have reflected?
I thought, I don't know about the exhibition game. What I thought tonight was, I thought we did a great job scouting report, understanding personnel. And there was a few times when they had the 5 consecutive baskets in the 7. I thought it was more us mental lapses. I mean, just even watching Thompson out there guarding a perimeter guy and understanding that he didn't need to be up because he really didn't want to shoot the basketball and just being ready to step up. Understanding, you know, Maldonado gave up a few inches, but understanding that guy has led them in scoring with their 2 exhibitions. And even the point guard, I thought we did a really good job on him, just watching his film from junior college. But I thought guys really dived in on personnel because we were unsure about what they were going to do offensively. And obviously we went back to see Point Loma in the Wisconsin swing, and they did do some of those things. But I thought, you know, at the end of the day, it was a different opponent. So I guess I still got to sell it. Shucks.
Alan, is this going to have to be the way this team wins games?
Oh, yeah. And well, yes. And I felt like I had a heart-to-heart with them. You know, I thought the first 2 years, I thought we were very talented offensively, and we played that way. But my MO and my background speaks more on the defensive end of the floor. But even looking at this group, I think it could be somebody every different night still. You know, Jake, junior college coach, was an assistant on the staff. So I don't know if they saw the first 21 points in the first half or the junior college coach saying, I coached that guy, so let's try to take him out. But even whoever it is, I mean, our deal is, you know, stopping guys and rebounding the basketball, and I thought we did a better job of taking care of the ball in the sense of turnovers.
How impressed were you with the depth and the fact that 7 guys played more than 20 minutes tonight? The defense never did, no matter who was in the game.
Outside of those 2 lapses, I thought it was pretty good. And again, you know what? Quan Marlboro only played 7 minutes, but I thought he did a great job when he was out there. And he's a guy, if he continues to work, it'll show in his development. Brandon, you know, I think he has a chance. Just has to figure it out on the defensive end of the floor. But being able to get guys in and out, you know, I thought the assistants did a great job. Especially I was listening in the sense of guys being out there extended period of time. So, you know, somebody telling me that, you know, Thompson has been out there for 8 minutes straight, you know, probably need to get him out just to get a blow. And then being able to utilize Maldonado, especially with Kenny Foster and Tyler Mormon not being available for us, that we had to kind of play with that a little bit.
A couple of days ago, we talked about AJ Banks and his effort in the exhibition.
Yeah.
He's not in the starting lineup today. Just talk a little bit about that decision.
No, that was purely substitutional, and I didn't want to come off the bench with. I thought the best course of action was to have Greg out there with older guys, so he could be a little bit more comfortable, and I wanted to be able to give AJ a little bit more of a leash to be more aggressive defensively and pressure. And we still didn't do it that much today. But because of Kenny being out and Tyler being out, it was more about subbing than it was about being disappointed. And I had a great talk with AJ, and that's what I love about this group is, my talk with AJ, it didn't affect, some kids that get all caught up in their name not being called in the first, the starting lineup. He took it, and I thought his energy was great in practice, and I thought he was better today.
You're going to have teams try to take Hunter away, and as you get more into the season, obviously try to take Jake away.
Yeah.
As your caliber of opponent increases and quality competition increases.
Yep.
Who are some of your third, fourth guys that you're looking forward to?
Well, I mean, to me, Thompson's a unicorn. At the end of the day, again, he's like Jake, regardless of him scoring or not. If he's on the floor, he has to be guarded. So, and in those scenarios and situation, that sounds easier said than done. When you say, let's take away Maldo, let's take away Jake. Okay, let's take those two guys out. I think TJ is a guy. Tried to put him in a few scenarios to drive the basketball, get to the basket, but his shot has actually been better in practice as well. When we get Kenny Foster back, I think Kenny Foster has a chance to be a really good player, even as a freshman. Greg is going to come along. I think Greg is going to be fine as well. And then the other guys, it's by committee. I don't think every time we get out there, it has to be a guy scoring 32 for us to be effective. It may be 15, 10, 9, 8, 8, 7 throughout. And what I told the guys, I don't know if I told the team, I might have told the staff, I felt like my 98 national championship team. We lost Ron Mercer. Well, who's going to score the basketball? Well, we're a team now. So there were nights where I scored. There was nights where Jeff Shepard scored. There was nights where Nazi Muhammad scored. There was nights where Jamal McGlure scored, Wayne Turner, Ishmael Evans. But nobody was elite out of that group. So tonight, Maldonado was elite, but I don't know if we're going to need him to be elite every night. I think if we move the basketball, well, regardless of the offense, we can stop people at the end of the day. Like, at the end of the day, we stop and we play with this tempo, we'll give ourselves a chance.
What were your overall impressions of the offense? There were a couple of scoring droughts in there for about 4 or 8
Well,
minutes.
yeah, I thought we got I thought we took some ill-advised shots because, sometimes within playing the game, you get antsy, and my thing has always been, or even with this group, good to great. So there were times where I didn't think we were horrible in our shot selection, but I thought there were times where we shot it just a tad bit too quick. And it's not to say that I don't want to shoot it quick. I'm just saying the shot you chose probably wasn't good enough for us within that possession. So when we're moving the basketball, and then we got to utilize personnel. So again, what was different from exhibition was we did open up the playbook a little bit more. We ran a few other things just to get, the ball moving or putting the ball in certain people's hands, Maldonado, or putting Maldo in the post. Actually tried to put TJ in a few scenarios to drive it, and then once we got in the bonus, we really tried to get to the foul line too.
Do you expect Foster and Mormon back for South Carolina?
Foster, Mormon, I'm not sure. I don't think so. But Foster, he's cleared to work out tomorrow. Or if he passes whatever, the final thing, he'll be back tomorrow.
So you've played them twice already.
South Carolina?
Yeah, just thoughts on that matchup going there again?
I just know they're going to be tough, I know, it's always special too. Again, Coach Martin is a mentor, a dear friend, father figure, everything. My brother's there, older brother. My mom and dad was born in South Carolina, so we'll have a lot of family there. But, the one thing I've always enjoyed about even watching Coach Martin's teams, they're just tough teams. They're just tough guys, So it'll be a good test in a sense of us being disciplined and us defending and rebounding the basketball, because his system is trying to force you to get out of your comfort zone. So we have to be able to understand we're going in a hostile environment on the road, but we still got to be composed within what we do. But, enjoyed it. He's been great. We had an opportunity. One of our wins was against him, so I'm sure he'll use that somehow. Get ready. Huh?
You don't think he's forgotten?
I'm sure not. I'm sure he hasn't. But
So I know it's only 3 games, but will you have a better gauge of exactly where this team is once that game coming out of that game?
I wouldn't say that one. I would say probably after. I don't want to say, and I don't want to take it a long way, but I wouldn't even say after 2. But I think after every game, we'll get better, because of guys being able to get out on the floor. So even Maldo, he didn't play since December of last year. Mueller, same thing. And this was the one thing we even talked about as a staff. Maldo was on the team that won 20 games, but he played here and there, started some games but did not. All these other guys, they're still learning how to win, at the end of the day. So today was a good step just in the sense of win, and they did it in the way that we've practiced, leading up until this point.
Range directly across from Powers Field and Menards are proud sponsors of the student athletes for the 2019-2020 school year for high school and LCCC. Not only do they support the athletes, but they are ready for your next cater-out event, meeting, or gathering. A special thank you to Chick-fil-A and all they do for 1480 KRAE and our sister station KYOI-FM during the year. For more information, call Chick-fil-A at 638-4444.
For almost 60 years, 1480 KRAE has been Cheyenne's home for good times and great oldies. Add to that live play-by-play sports featuring high school football and basketball, along with LCCC men's and women's basketball. Now combo that with KYOI-FM and you have Cheyenne and the area's only locally owned AM and FM radio stations. But we don't stop there. We also have 2 FM translators which serve the area with programming from both KRAE and KYOI, and that equals a lot of bang for your advertising dollar. Radio yesterday and now today, along with our websites, web streams, and digital ventures, makes us your one-stop shop. For more information, please call Larry Proetti at 307-637-0301.
Relieve your stress. I'm AJ Miller for Kia of Cheyenne. With the new Kia vehicle, you get one of the best warranties in America. The new 2020 Kia Sportage comes with a 10-year, 100,000-mile warranty. With the 2020 Kia Sportage, you get a new updated exterior, plenty of standard technology, driver-assisted features, and 2 available engines with available all-wheel drive. Come into Kia of Cheyenne. Call 775-0123 or go to kiaofcheyenne.com and we'll make it easy. Warranty is a limited powertrain warranty. See kia.com or retailer for details.
MHP is a certified public accounting and consulting firm located in both Cheyenne and Fort Collins, offering accounting, tax, and consulting services to businesses, not-for-profit, government, and individual clients. MHP takes pride in their commitment to providing close, personal attention to their clients. They also continue to invest time and resources in continuing education, state-of-the-art computer technology, and valuing their relationships with you. MHP is a proud supporter of local and UW athletics. MHP, 314 West 18th Street, or call 634-2151.
What if your bank was more than a bank? What if they gave their resources and the time and talents of their employees to make their community just a little bit better? At Platte Valley Bank, we do just that. Hi, this is Rick Flood, president of Platte Valley Bank, and we are proud to support local events, causes, organizations, and charities that make our area a great place to live. Platte Valley Bank, putting our customers and communities first. Stop in or check us out at pvbank.com.
Welcome to the biggest thing in tacos since tacos. Introducing the Taco Perfecto from Taco John's. That's right, we said it. Perfecto. That's Spanish for perfect. We redesigned it with an aerodynamic shell to give you the best bite every bite. Choose between seasoned to perfection beef, chili lime chicken, or upgrade to hand-carved sirloin steak. Sure, it was hard to perfect, but it's easy to eat. The Taco Perfecto from Taco John's. Bigger, bolder, better.
Here's the latest weather forecast on 1480 KRAE.
For today, it'll be mostly cloudy with highs around 34. Then for tonight, it'll be cloudy skies with lows around 21. On Thursday, it'll be sunny with highs around 44. And on Thursday night, it'll be partly cloudy with lows around 28.
Here the season never ends. From Wyoming sports to the Broncos in Denver. From Rockies baseball to talking hoops with Nuggets basketball. Local, regional, and national. This is Wyoming Sports Talk Today, right here on AM 1480 KRAE.
Back on Wyoming Sports Talk today, as we just heard the press conference from head coach Alan Edwards. You know, we didn't even get a chance to look at other scores. Matter of fact, the Cowboys.
What do you mean? We're going to get a chance right now.
Well, the Cowboys were the lowest scoring team of the Mountain West last night. For example, number 15 Oregon in Eugene beat Fresno State 71-57.
All right.
Utah State, they're ranked number 17 in the nation. No problems with Montana State, 81-73.
A little closer than what probably the Aggies would want, especially there in Logan. But, oh, well, again, a Montana team that, basketball-wise, again, decent in the Big Sky. But let's be honest, again, you're a top 25 program at home hosting, at least with Montana. Come on now. You should take care of business there. And, again, that's also, too, at least Montana State that they did see, again, at least that Bobcats team. So they got away with a close one, but at least they got the win.
A couple of teams that the Cowboys will face, obviously, in Mo West play times 2, and then again in the preseason, Colorado State over the DU Pioneers. 74-63 at Moby.
And I think CSU is a team on the at least men's basketball side of things that could surprise a few folks, could be that dark horse team.
Yeah.
Again, they have a few pieces that have kind of gelled together, worked. Again, you're older, you're wiser sort of thing with the CSU Rams. That's a team to definitely take a look at least throughout non-conference and Mount West play, where could they sneak into the top 5 or at least be competitive come tournament time? We'll see what happens with that team.
San Diego State punished Texas Southern last night in SoCal, 77-42. It was UNLV running past Purdue Fort Wayne, 86-71. Utah defeats Nevada in Reno, 79-74.
You can tell, obviously, the Wolfpack are no longer that top 5 nationally ranked team anymore, especially once they lost the Twins. That Nevada has now come back down to graces that they are a mortal team once again, and that Nevada is going to struggle
it's
this
like
year.
They lost everybody, right? The Twins, the coach, everything.
Yeah.
And Boise State, they dealt out some serious punishment last night. Matter of fact, Derek Halston, the guard for the Broncos, had 25 points, 5 boards, 4 assists. How about this score? Boise State over Life Pacific. That's kind of like playing Johnson and Wales.
Yeah.
Boise State 126, Life Pacific 49.
But again, you go through those Mountain West scores again, where teams certainly can put up points against Boise. No slouch. That team again. What can you read into Life Pacific, especially happening there in Boise, Idaho? But again, as you mentioned with the Cowboys, of Mountain West teams, especially those that won, they were the lowest scoring offensive team. Again, this is a team that's going to rely on defense, it seems like. And again, we heard that from Coach Alan Edwards of saying, hey, we got a few pieces on here, including Maldonado, that have seen this team win 20 games. But we also do have a lot of younger guys who are developing and now starting for our team that were a part of last year's rough season, don't know how to win. And they're going to have to learn and develop throughout this entire season. I appreciate what Alan Edwards as well, too, said about South Carolina. Is that a true test coming up of if they lose, win, whatever that at least contest would be down in South Carolina? I agree with Coach. It really isn't. It shouldn't be a litmus test of what you do on the road against the South Carolina team. Albeit, yes, they did beat the Gamecocks last year over in Laramie, but it's a situation that this is a team that if it wants to get out of the bottom of the cellar of the Mountain West Conference, it's going to develop. It's going to be a long draw throughout this non-conference going into Mountain West.
They have to show the progress each and every game. They can't slip and fall against South Carolina. They got to muscle up against the Gamecocks. Think about it, Nick. Again, we're already looking at predictions where the Cowboys are given about an 8% chance of winning. That tells me that the Gamecocks are going to be favored by at least 15 plus in this game. That's called blowout city.
Yeah.
And the Cowboys, like you said, if defense is going to be their ticket this year, then they obviously got to slow down the Gamecocks. They're going to have to match somewhat bucket for bucket when they're down there, but they can't get blown out. If they lose, so be it. They weren't expected to win.
Yeah.
But if you're going to get beat by 15 to 20 points, the progress is not happening.
Yeah, for Cowboys, again, going on the road against the Gamecocks, you have nothing to lose but all that to gain if you are able to pull off the upset 5 days. Cowboys, at least more so for fan base, you would assume that, hey, 2-0, you took down an SEC opponent, taking down that South Carolina team. You would hope that fans would respond and say, okay, this team is improved from last year, or at least it's trying to be improved from rock bottom of what we saw in 20, and that sets up the opportunity there on at least November 3rd.
Giving them that push into that number one slot. They win 69-62 over Michigan State.
Yeah, Michigan State. That again, I don't.
To me, they were number one with a question mark as far as I was concerned.
Yeah, we'll see what happens again. Obviously, here early on, non-conference, you're going to have your battles.
Everybody's going to go up and down.
Yeah, you're going to have your losses. No one's going to go undefeated, or at least we'll see what happens with like Gonzaga out in the West Coast Conference, and if they survive through their non-conference. But other than that, though, you're going to have your 1, 2, 3 losses in the season, and albeit, hey, that just helps out your strength of schedule. Again, helps out that RPI, helps out all those numbers to get you higher seedings, or at least determine in the NCAA tournament, if not knock you down to the NIT tournament. So, but other than that, though, again, 1 versus 2 and 3 versus 4. Again, it lived up to the hype that those two teams, at least all 4 of them, easily could be your number 1 seeds in the NCAA tournament. All 4 teams could be in that Final Four come in March, without a doubt. I think they proved that.
Yeah,
it was good battles again.
Yeah,
Kentucky
really
is
good.
Kentucky. The Wildcats are always competitive.
For opening night, boy, you want to talk about marquee matchups.
Yeah,
and they delivered. I mean, Duke and Kansas, 3 and 4 at Duke, and the Blue Devils come away with a 68-66 win. That, to me, not so much the Kentucky win, but this one was like, wow, don't leave your chair.
Yeah, but that's a contest between where, again, if Kansas had the opportunity to host Duke in that contest, I think at least Kansas could have gotten that win. Again, you just go with Duke just being at least the home team, so to speak. Again, this game happening in Madison Square Garden, so it was a neutral site, but again, at least a little less distance travel for Duke compared to Kansas to get at least up to New York City. But again, that's a contest that doesn't surprise me. Both teams are very good. Both teams absolutely are going to remain in the top 5 by March time. Again, both teams, without a doubt, will be in the NCAA tournament. And we'll just see if there'll be 1 or 2 seeds. That's just kind of the big questions for all 4 of them at that point in time. Again, you look at at least across the top 25, no really major upsets so far. Again, it went pretty much all to Hoyle. Again, you saw like for the likes of, again, Gonzaga at home taking care of business against Alabama, or at least do believe it was Alabama, at least State. Yeah, so Gonzaga getting that victory 95-64. Give credit to a team that I think is going to be a sleeper that could have a good distance run coming up in the NCAA tournament. Obviously, they got plenty, at least a couple of months to figure out things and maybe move up, fall down. We'll see what happens. But the team out of the Big 12 that's been developing, a team that I saw last year do something special, or at least was building up to something for this season, that's a team out of Waco, Texas, that being the Baylor Bears. Look what they did to Central Arkansas. Again, 105 for the Baylor Bears, who were ranked number 16, 61 for Central Arkansas. That, again, Baylor is definitely a team you want to keep an eye out on the Big 12 that might be that entity that could take down a Kansas, give Kansas a loss.
I actually say Louisville is the team that right now, to me,
Louisville for basketball. We know it's a perennial powerhouse.
It is, but I think
again, this is Louisville past Pitino now. At least Coach Pitino, they moved on from that, and again, they're still clicking out there. I'm talking more Baylor. Baylor is not, again, that perennial basketball powerhouse. It is on women's basketball, but men's, it does okay. It's nothing phenomenal. It's not known for getting to NCAA tournaments year in and year out.
I mean, they put up a Hondo against Central Arkansas.
Yeah,
again,
you look what happened with Boise. Hey, guess what you were supposed to do? All I'm saying is that this Baylor team might want to take a look at them, be on the lookout that this team could do some damage in the NCAA tournament. Could also, too, be the cause of a few, at least Kansas losses, one or two. We'll see what happens in Big 12 play. But all I'm saying is the Bears team, you might want to look out that's a team that could surprise and be a little sleeper under the radar that folks are not at least keeping a close eye on.
Well, and again, too, it looks like for the Pac-12, aside from Oregon and Utah, there's a lot of question marks. Yeah, for some reason, guys around my age group, Nick, are also expecting UCLA to come back, but don't know. I mean, right now, I think
again
Utah,
when you have the draw between USC as well, too. Again, there's a lot of mixture.
But I'm
there
saying
in
Utah and Oregon, I think they're going to be the two teams that deliver, and everybody else is going to be trailing
the one
behind.
team, again, you can't discount Arizona as well, too. Arizona's kind of gotten
they are
into a
perennial
consistent
winner,
program. But the other thing as well, and we'll move out of the Pac-12. How about go to the ACC with Virginia? Who knows what to expect out of the Cavaliers? They'll be good during the regular season. I don't think that's without a doubt. But it comes tournament time, if they do make it to the NCAA tournament, which I would assume that they are, what Virginia team are you going to get in postseason play? Or is this a Virginia team that finds a way to collapse here sometime in the non-conference or at least through ACC
Well,
play?
Virginia's kind of like the Zags. They come in with a lot of promise. And again, let's not take anything away from the Cavaliers. I mean, they did what they needed to do last year. But, again, they're on the top of the heap. The Zags are trying to get there, but for some reason, they always seem to peter out when you get to about the Elite Eight.
And again,
another team to watch out for is Villanova, the Wildcats. Year in, year out, they're always there.
Yeah, but again, the more pressure's on Virginia. Again, they are your defending national champions. They got a big one coming up tonight on the road at Syracuse. Again, the Orange, not as at least the powerhouse team as they were seasons ago, but could cause a little fit, could get the upset win. I think Virginia in this contest on the road is a 3-point favorite in this contest. So, again, folks kind of at least kind of splitting down, giving Syracuse some respect at home against Virginia. So we'll see.
All right, so let's take a look at other activity in the top 25 last night as we get down to the lower portion of the top 25. Xavier, they are, they're number 19. St. Mary's number 21. Auburn over Georgia Southern, and then VCU, Virginia Commonwealth, beating St. Francis. Teams right there, And
the team
will
also,
they make the dance?
Well, Seton Hall as well, too. Let's talk about that team. They're number 12 right now. Took care of Wagner, so 105-71. Seton Hall, an interesting team as well. Will they be, at least at the time of March Madness, are they going to still be in the top 25? We'll see. They don't play in a tough conference.
And I'm surprised you didn't mention Texas Tech because you were high on them last year.
Yeah.
And the team below them right now at number 14 is Memphis. I can't jump on the Memphis bandwagon because, again, they're shot out of a cannon, and then as they get later into the season, they kind of tail off. They get into the tournament, and it's like high expectations, and then they never deliver.
Yeah.
So I can't jump on that middle of that pack bandwagon. But I was surprised that you didn't mention anything about Texas Tech. They're ranked number 13. They beat Eastern Illinois 85
in the Big 12.
60.
The team that where I believed in Texas Tech is Baylor right now.
Baylor over.
I think Baylor is going to be that team out of the Big 12 that can do some damage at least throughout the regular season and also to tournament time. So we'll see. One contest coming up tonight. North Carolina number 9 hosting Notre Dame. That's a fun one to watch. Again, Fighter Irish. They go through their peaks and valleys, ups and downs. Could they pull off the upset there in Chapel Hill? Probably not. I highly doubt it. But again, that's an interesting matchup to watch tonight. Cincinnati, the Bearcats at Ohio State. They are ranked number 18. The Buckeyes are. And Northern Arizona, the Lumberjacks, they are in Arizona to take on the Wildcats. Again, those are the game, at least top 25 matchups for tonight.
So anyway, 1 versus 2 and 3 versus 4 last night did deliver on opening night for all of these teams. And again, Kentucky, when it's all said and done,
It's almost like the NCAA planned that.
Yeah, it really. And really, what are you going to see in a shift? You're going to see Kentucky be number 1. You'll probably see Duke move up to number 2.
Yeah, but
Michigan State will be number 4.
Does
Kansas
top 25 rankings through basketball really mean anything?
No, because
it really does.
They jockey so much heading into the tournament.
It is nothing as special. Obviously, again, you go week by week for football. Basketball, again, you have so many games per week, and again, they divvy it out after the week's end where, again, rankings, do you really watch it? Do you really keep an eye on it? Not really.
Well, remember, there's 68 teams that go to the NCAA tournament. Okay?
Yeah, with the first 4 games.
Yeah, and you're looking at the top 25. All you need to do, basically, is win your conference.
Yeah.
And then they have the conference tournament. I think in most cases, if you are ranked and you lose a conference tournament game, whether it's semifinals or the final, you're in. Those that don't have conference tournaments and they win, their
which is those lower mid-majors.
Yeah, the lower mid, and those are the ones that are usually out of there. But if you're in the top 25, you're probably going to be into the. I would say, if
you're top 25 by season's end, you're in. There's no doubt about that. I don't think there's ever been a snub of a top 25 team not in the NCAA.
Is there anybody that's going to get into that top 25 that's going to surprise us this year? I don't know.
Probably out of the Mountain West, and I'd say
I would say out of the Pac-12.
The Pac-12, I think, is weak. I really do.
Well,
I think the Mountain
West is that good.
San Diego State has a good shot. Boise has a good shot. Those are two
Utah
teams.
State is already ranked.
They're already in there, but again, I think the Mountain West has good options right now with Boise and San Diego. We'll see with UNLV if they've kind of gotten back into that.
We'll see during the preseason how these teams unfold.
But I think Boise and San Diego State absolutely have a good, at least good case, and I think they will throughout
I
the
will
season.
go with the Aztecs more than I would with the Broncos. Yeah. All right, hey, we got to move into our coaches show coming up here, our LCCC coaches show. We'll start things off at the 4 o'clock hour with head coach Brian Ortmeier of the Lady Golden Eagles. He has brought in sophomore Jakia Wells for us today, and then we will talk with head coach Jason Ficca around 4:30. So it is time to move into hour number 2 here on Wyoming Sports Talk today.
This is 1480 KRAE Cheyenne.
Also being heard on translator K266CC Cheyenne at 101.1 FM.
What you are about to hear is a sports talk radio show unlike any other that has ever before been broadcast in the capital city of Cheyenne, Wyoming, USA. This is Cheyenne, Wyoming's Sports Talk Authority. The Wyoming Cowboys, the Denver Broncos, the Colorado Rockies, and the Denver Nuggets. The show is local, it's regional, and yes, the show is national as well. Wyoming Sports Talk Today is on the air. If they're talking sports on the radio in Cheyenne, this is the place it happens. This is Wyoming Sports Talk Today.
It is hour number 2 of Wyoming Sports Talk Today. It's being brought to you by Taco John's of Cheyenne on KRAE Avenue, Yellowstone Road, at the corner of Del Range and Ridge, at the corner of Pershing and Ridge, and of course the all rebuilt location rebuilt location over on South Greeley Highway, Taco John's of Cheyenne, home of the Perfecto Taco. Key of Cheyenne over in Nation Way. 19s, adios. My buddy AJ is going to make an offer you can't refuse. Yes, he has turned Paisan on me. And again, the 20s are already on the lot, so check out the Key of your dreams today. Key of Cheyenne. Pine Valley Bank ×2, the original location on Banda High, the east side location at the corner of College and Pershing. Chick-fil-A, Windmill and Delrange, across from Powers Field and Menard, serving up 3 delicious squares Monday through Saturday. See my good friends Ray and Sydney and the entire crew over there at Chick-fil-A. Dine in or use the 2 convenient drive-thrus. Medicap Pharmacy for all your pharmaceutical needs. Bluegrass Circle next door to Texas Roadhouse. B&B Appliance and TV. 714 Central Avenue. Bruce over at B&B Appliance and TV. Hey, they service what they sell. This is what this is the moniker of B&B for over 50 years now. And again, they got a great repair crew over there if you want to keep that current appliance. But I invite you to chop what Bruce has inside. We're talking Frigidaire. We're talking Whirlpool. GE, Maytag, all of the famous name brands for you at B&B Appliance and TV, 714 Central Avenue. Lennox Auto Body over on Dunn Avenue. The Auto Glass and Detail Center over on Pershing Boulevard, both part of Lennox Enterprises. Remember, at the Auto Glass and Detail Center, it's not clean until it's Lennox clean. Lennox Auto Body and Auto Glass and Detail Center. First Tier Bank at 1508 Stillwater Avenue. Open Monday through Friday. Check out their great rates right now on CDs with wonderful annual percentage yields. Paisan Cuisine at its best 7 days a week from Joe Mondello and the wonderful staff over at Mondello's Pizzeria. Remember, they're open on Sundays from noon until 8. Joe's Pizza ranked in the top 10 nationwide by the Food Network folks. So as I sit here and start drooling all over the place, I'm telling you, that pizza is absolutely delicious. Fresh made dough, fresh ingredients, always for you from Mondello's Pizzeria, 1507 Stillwater Avenue, Suite D in the Greenway Commons. It's scoreboard time. We go to Nick, and it's being brought to you by Pepsi of Cheyenne.
LCCC women's volleyball in action, at least score update for at least you down there in NJC, where at least for LCCC they were taking on the at least host school, the NJC Lady Plainsmen, where unfortunately the Eagles lost 5 sets, at least 3 sets to 2. Lady Golden Eagles will play tomorrow. Again, an opponent to be determined, at least in the loser bracket, at least. Again, that game time tomorrow at 12 p.m. So, again, LCCC falls in the region, at least Region 9 tournament to NJC. NHL action for tonight. This game will be on NBC Sports Network, 6 o'clock. It will be live from Madison Square Garden, where the New York Rangers will host the Detroit Red Wings. And last but not least, the Edmonton Oilers at home. They will host the St. Louis Blues. That's what's happening NHL action for tonight. I want to remind folks coming up this Friday here on 1480 KRAE, 101.1 FM, 1480KRAE.com is where you can hear the contest only. Again, no video live stream for the postseason, but it will be Class 4A semifinal action between number 4 seed Chinese, the Thunderbirds, as they will go up to Gillette to see the number 1 seed Thunder Bay Bolts. Again, semifinal action coming up this Friday. 6 o'clock is the kickoff time, 5:20-ish pregame show here on 1480 KRAE.
And signed the petition. NBA scoreboard. Little Caesars Arena tonight will have the Knicks and the Pistons battling in the NBA. Wizards Pacers at the Bankers Life Fieldhouse. Warriors and the Rockets tonight in the Toyota Center. It will be the Bulls and the Hawks at the State Farm Arena in Atlanta, GA. The Sacramento Kings, Sacramento, and the Raptors at the Scotiabank Arena in Toronto. Timberwolves with the Grizz at the FedEx Forum in Memphis, Tennessee. It will be the Orlando Magic and the Mavericks. They will get together at the American Airlines Center in Dallas, Texas. From the Vivint Smart Home Arena in Salt Lake City, the 76ers and the Jazz will hook up tonight. Late night activity on the left coast with the Clippers at Staples. They will entertain the Milwaukee Bucks. Our scoreboard brought to you by Pepsi of Cheyenne. On the way, head coach Brian Ortmeier, the LCCC Lady Golden Eagles.
At Mountain Dew, we say here's to the doers. The people who know you gotta do what you gotta do.
Who do it big.
Then do it bigger.
Who don't just watch.
So if there's something you want to do, here's a little advice.
Grab yourself an ice-cold Mountain Dew.
And get to it.
That's right. Get going.
Get started.
Stand up.
Jump up.
Grab hold of it.
Throw down on it.
Run with it.
Now. Right now.
Not tomorrow.
Not next week.
Next month.
Next year. Work it out.
Grind it out.
Get stoked.
Get passionate.
And do it.
Do it till it hurts.
Do it till you can't.
Do it till you've done it.
And most of all, don't ask how other people do it.
Don't ask how you should do it.
Don't ask if it can be done.
Don't ask if it's ever been done.
Because there are those who don't.
And those who do.
At Mountain Dew, we say, let's do.
Let's do.
Let's do.
Let's do.
Do the do.
Is the touchscreen on your phone or tablet cracked or broken? Buying a new device could cost up to $1,000. Or you could let the local experts at High West Digital Solutions save you hundreds of dollars. We can replace your touchscreen in as little as a day, and your satisfaction is guaranteed. Visit our website at hwds.com or call 307-245-4333 and speak to a real live human being. High West Digital Solutions, the best choice, the local choice, the right choice for you.
Wisdom, expertise, compassion, qualities that are the foundation of Cheyenne Urological. With Doctors Bryant, Everett, Gajewski, and their highly trained staff providing top quality treatment for prostate cancer, urinary tract infections, kidney stones, impotence, and incontinence, you can trust Cheyenne Urological to give you the highest quality urinary care. Now offering the latest in robotic surgery, call Cheyenne Urological at 635-4131. That's 635-4131.
When you say Mondello Pizzeria, think authentic Italian. When you say Mondello Pizzeria, think made fresh from scratch. When you say Mondello Pizzeria, think great pizza, delicious Philly cheesesteak, superb hot and cold Italian sandwiches, meatballs, sausage, and special subs, calzones, crisp salads, and great service. When you say Mondello's Pizzeria, think unmatched Italian taste. Mondello's Pizzeria, 1507 Stillwater Avenue, your only true Italian stop for lunch or dinner.
At Medicap Pharmacy, we concentrate on nothing but your medications and your health. Each location is a locally owned full-service neighborhood pharmacy. We won't make you walk through aisles and aisles of stuff or wait in a long line. Instead, we'll always make time for you by listening, answering your questions, and explaining your prescriptions.
Medicap Pharmacy. We'll always make time for you.
Medicap Pharmacy, 1947 Bluegrass Circle, next to Texas Roadhouse in Cheyenne. Or call 635-3712.
Here's the latest weather forecast on 1480 KRAE.
For today, it'll be mostly cloudy with highs around 34. For tonight, it'll be cloudy skies with lows around 21. On Thursday, it'll be sunny with highs around 44. And on Thursday night, it'll be partly cloudy with lows around 28.
You bleed brown and gold? So do we. Wyoming Cowboys football and basketball is always front and center on this show. This is Wyoming Sports Talk Today, and it's here on AM 1480 KRAE.
It is back in play, hour number 2, Wyoming Sports Talk Today, and we have back our LCCC Coaches Show. For now, it will be on Wednesday afternoons at 4 o'clock, and we always kick things off with women's head coach Brian Ortmeier. 4th season?
Yeah, 4th year.
Holy cow. I mean, has time flown for you?
It has.
You know what? And the thing, too, is we look at you getting ready for the LCCC basketball season. Boy, it's just been a stair climb for you and the program, but it's all been positive. You have, on a personal pat on the back, you have to be very happy the way the program is progressing.
I am. And, a lot of credit goes out to the kids that have played at LCCC in our program and have been able to push it a step further every single season. And it really is incredible to look back on just the 4 years for me being a younger coach and kind of working my way up the ranks. 4 years feels like an eternity sometimes. So just, again, for the fact that some of my other places, it's, again, you rebuild and then you kind of find that next opportunity. So it's a great position that we're in. It's kind of I don't want to say unfamiliar territory, but it's again we're still chasing the top of the mountain, but then again we're getting to be one of those teams that's being chased. So again, for our girls, we keep talking about playing championship basketball now and taking that next step, and to be able to play with that mindset, it's a little different mindset going into the start of the year as the previous 3.
Well, also too is you look at this program. You're getting to the point now, well, and again, it maybe another year or so, we can start saying reloading every year at LCCC, but you're getting to the point now, you are getting inquiries about the program. That has to make you feel real good. And again, LCCC in general, because again, we look at the soccer program is doing very well. KRAE got the volleyball team on the right track at the right time. Jason's had success through the years. Now with the women's program, boom, boom, boom. Like I said, that going up the stairs, you are getting inquiries about your program as well.
Yeah, it's a completely different position to be in. We would reach out to kids our first year or two, and they would try and look us up, and they're Coach, I can't find anything. And, again, being a new program, there's not many articles out there. There's not a lot of history and statistics and stuff that you can go back and look on. And now we reach out to different recruits, different players, and they'll look us up. And, yeah, you guys are playing good basketball, and I'm excited to see what we've seen either in a scrimmage film or some film on you from last year. And it's just a little different buzz that we're starting to see now on the recruiting front.
Now you have a big old booklet that you sent out. I do believe it was you or Jose Arena said it, at least to us, of now stats and history. Again, a lot of similar names on there, again, as it's early into the progress. You see a lot of Carly O'Briens of the world and a few others. But, speaking of which, again, as we talk about 4 years with this program's existence for you as a head coach, again, I think I saw something on social media yesterday that one Sarah Crothop, former LCCC Lady Golden Eagle, at least starting up their regular season. I do believe, at least for her, a senior year, at least at her 4-year school. So, again, you also, too, have those where, again, alumni now you're growing out where they can kind of pass that word of, hey, this is how I started out. This is where I got. Hey, check out this LCCC program and this head coach Brian Ortmeier, and check out if this is something you want to do.
Sure, and it is fun to kind of look out and see how a lot of the girls are doing. Gabby down there at Western Colorado University, which used to be Western State, they had a big win. They went out to Weber State as a team and pulled off a win in an exhibition out there, and so she's getting some minutes. And I know Kylie's out in Iowa playing some NAI ball, and as you mentioned, Sarah too doing some great things down there at Benedictine. So I'm excited for this group of sophomores too to kind of see where what kind of interest they're going to draw and what their future holds for them. And I know what I can tell you guys based on the preseason. I've been very pleased with their leadership that they've brought to the table for our group of freshmen. And I think again, if they can have the year that I expect for them, they should have plenty of opportunities ahead of them.
We take a look at the situation at LCCC, and I'm glad that we are part of LCCC's family as far as broadcasting both men's and women's basketball, and we're hoping to see times changing out there at LCCC, and with President Schaefer trying to move things in a forward direction, trying to get LCCC on the map within the community. But it's still a little rough, when you have volleyball going on, you got men's basketball, you got women's basketball, you only have the one facility. Mm-hmm. I know that's a little frustrating, Coach. Are you still doing morning practices?
We're actually not. We shuffled up the rotation, so it's incredible how much that time change makes a difference in terms of how much more productive we are in the first hour. So, instead of the girls rolling in about 6:30 to start practice at 7 a.m., we're in the afternoons now. So we start at 1 p.m. in the afternoon, and we'll finish up around 3 o'clock. So, it's a little different as opposed to coaching zombies there for from 7 a.m. to 8 a.m. They come in pretty fresh, and now again, once we go on the road and play a game, we're able to have a little more time to practice the next day following a game, instead of trying to decide, do we cancel practice the next morning instead of having to bring them in at 7 or 8 a.m. So for us, it's a little bit of a change, but I think it's great for the girls.
If anything, you're just raring to go at this point in time, where the men's counterpart, at least for LCCC, have already had 2 games under their belt. Mm-hmm. Again, your first contest on the road, which is a common theme for the non-conference for LCCC, is at least for the women's program, you're on the road for a good amount to start out this season, but you will join the men on the road trip out to McCook Community College and also to at North Platte before at least playing your first home game, the 12th, which we will have here live on 1480 KRAE, as you'll see Otero Junior College. But, let's talk about that early, at least road trips, where, again, some of them very special as well, too. Again, 2 stints in the state of Arizona as well, too, for a Thanksgiving Classic, and also, too, going out after the new year. But just talk about the overwhelming kind of road warrior team that this is going to have to be this season for the LCCC Lady Golden Eagles.
Well, all 3 of our scrimmages that we did have to, I know, again, just based on our schedule, we played down in Windsor, Colorado. We traveled out to Lawrence. We traveled down to Johnson, Wales last week and played down there. Some shorter trips, but again, the girls should be kind of used to being able to go into different facilities, different gyms, and play. It's just one of those things. It's how it worked out this year. Again, we have the one home game on November 12th versus Otero, and then again, you won't see us till December at home. So it's a little road heavy to start. But again, I think there's great balance across the board with it. So there's kind of one of those tune-up games that I would say that we play on December 3rd, but everything else is against a JC school, is against good competition. Our 2 trips to Arizona are really going to test us with Phoenix College, Glendale Community College. Anoka Ramsey is a really talented, I want to say they're Divisional II, but they're a team that makes the national tournament every single year. And then again, Midland College is again a top 25 year in year out type team. So we've definitely tested ourselves pretty well in terms of what we see on the preseason, and it should set us up really well for Region 9 play.
As you get into the season, there's going to be some new faces running benches with the different schools in Region 9. Again, you got to figure out, you have film on all of these programs, but different coaching styles come into play. How do you approach that now? Do you try to look at everybody's game film, throughout the course of the preseason?
Yeah, you try to get a pretty good feel for, what most of the teams are doing. You're going to see, generally, again, 50-50. You're going to see new faces, old faces. And what's kind of interesting about Region 9 this year, I believe 3 new coaches in the South region, but it's 3 coaches that have been in our region before. So, there's some familiar faces there. But once you kind of get through the first 2-3 weeks of the season, you're going to see a lot of the same motions, same set plays, same things. A ball screen's a ball screen at that point, back screen's a back screen. So eventually you kind of get to that point that, 2-3 weeks into the season, you should be pretty familiar with what you're seeing on a weekly basis. It really more so comes down to the personnel at that point, whether it's a good shooter or a post player that likes to go to one side or the other. If you can defend all the actions, now you just got to kind of learn how to shut down the player.
One thing that you and myself talked about during the summer, and it kind of did it jokingly, that with the makeup of your team, you could be Paul Westhead Jr. This team could be, a run and shoot team, a great transitional type of ball club. In the scrimmages that you had, did you see this, or is it a work in progress that you need to get all the girls on the same page?
I would say that I've seen it for stretches. What gets a little trickier when you're going to some of these jamborees and some of these scrimmages, there's a tendency to try and work everybody through a rotation, and it's a running clock for it's a 10-minute running clock each quarter. There's no shot clock, so you have some teams that really like to slow it down. They'll run through their whole offense, and they're well over the shot clock by the time they finally take a shot. So, again, it's harder to get a read in terms of how fast we can get out and how fast we can push the ball. I know I've seen it in practice a lot where we'll scrimmage each other and we're putting up 18 to 24 point quarters, which again puts you on pace for 80 plus, and that's a good sign. But until we really go out there and play a team or two, it's that's when we'll really see it. But I would say that the thing that makes me feel confident about this group is when we did go to Denver and scrimmage last week versus Johnson and Wales. I don't feel like we ever wore down or got tired. We've got good depth. We pushed the ball. We did some different things with some pressing, and it looked pretty good. So, again, if we can stay healthy and just consistently hit shots from outside to be able to utilize our inside game, should be a good season for us.
As you at least talk about the scrimmages, and we get set for the regular season to start up this weekend again, as for LCCC on the road at McCook and North Platte. But going through the scrimmages, and it's a team that not a whole lot of sophomores. You got a lot of freshmen, at least part of this roster. But again, some of the familiar names returning. One Haley Anderson, eventually, at least I guess that will talk with us very shortly. Jakia Wells that returns. You look at Alexis Lamoureux, just to name a few. Robbie Johnson as well too.
That's a Raven who did not play last year.
So
Matter of fact, real quick to interrupt you on that, how was she coming back? Achilles injury last year, right?
Yeah, she's coming back from a ruptured Achilles. So it's again, you mentioned the 5 sophomores that we do have back, and again, it's nice to have those familiar faces back with the program, and again, just to be able to set a tone on a daily basis and to be good leaders for us.
Have you seen out of those 5 sophomores so far in those scrimmages kind of take that leadership role, whether it's Haley, Jakia, or if not all 5 of those sophomores, to kind of embrace the younger freshmen and kind of get them into that transitional period from high school to LCCC basketball? Have you seen that so far in the couple scrimmages that you've had early on?
I have. I think you see it a lot. Outside of the practice gym, you see it when they're walking down the hallways. You see it when they're in the weight room. You see it on the bus rides. I think you see that chemistry from player to player. And, again, I wouldn't specifically point out one player doing it well. It's just something seems to click really well with this group. And again, I give a lot of credit to our sophomores, and it's something that, I want to continue to see out of them all season.
Final thought as we let you go, and we'll
Sure.
get a chance to talk with sophomore Jakia Wells here in just a couple of moments. Real quick, we were talking about the NCAA. Don't tell me Nebraska either. Anyway.
Yeah, we don't want to talk about that.
Yeah, but anyway, real quick, as it was opening night last night on the guys' side.
Yep.
So tell me, who do you like this year as your team that could go all the way?
Sure. I would have said it in terms of just watching. I'm curious to see how Fred Hoiberg does fit there. And they took a tough loss to UC Riverside to open the season. But, I think, again, just looking out to Kansas City at the Sprint Classic last night or whatever classic they call it, I'd be hard-pressed to go outside that top 4. I mean, it's Duke, Kansas, Kentucky, Michigan State. I would very well guess 3, if not all 4 of those teams are going to be Final Four contenders. I mean, they all looked very solid all around, great teams, great programs. And again, it's having a young son. I think I was watching some kind of a dinosaur video or movie last night. So I kind of checked in and caught a little bit of the action. But I would probably stay within those 4 teams in terms of who's going to win a national title.
There you have it.
I'm just saying that's where the technology comes in play, Coach. Where again, tablet, ESPN Plus, you stream those games and you have that opportunity. But I'll get at least for LCCC women's at least basketball again starting up this weekend. Their first regular season contest on the road again, November 8th at McCook Community College. That is 5:30 Central Standard Time. November 9th at North Platte Community College. Again, that is 2 p.m. Central Standard Time. And again, their first home contest that we will have. That will be our first ever broadcast with LCCC women's or men's basketball. Again, we will have the women as they host Otero Junior College. That is a 5 o'clock at least game time, November 12th here live at the Rack.
And it will also be live streamed as well. Right?
Yeah.
YouTube as well as
we don't have the NFHS to worry about there.
That's right. Don't forget, sign the petition. We're going to take a timeout. We'll be back with Jakia Wells, sophomore for the LCCC Lady Golden Eagles. Our program being brought to you by Laramie County Community College.
There's a place where possibilities are boundless, where curiosity runs rampant, where exploration becomes opportunity. With Laramie County Community College, you can discover the best version of yourself. It's time to take on new challenges, to enrich your life, and to create the future you deserve. Your story unfolds. Laramie County Community College. Apply today. Visit lccc.wy.edu/yourstory.
First Tier Bank strives to remain competitive and offers some of the best CD rates in the community, as well as area banks and credit unions per Rate Watch reports. How does that make a difference to you? First Tier Bank can assist you in securing some of the best rates on CDs. First Tier Bank offers the personalized customer service you've grown accustomed to and deserve. Plus, feel confident that your finances are taken care of by a responsible, knowledgeable staff. Call 307-632-3500 and ask for Caitlin or Debbie. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
B&B Appliance and TV has been your locally owned appliance store for 49 years. Not only do we offer several major brands, we also service what we sell. And we have the largest parts department in Laramie County. Next time you're in a big box store, just ask to see their parts and service department. Then come visit the appliance experts at B&B Appliance and TV, 714 Central Avenue. Best brands, hometown service.
For almost 30 years, I've had the pleasure to talk about Cheyenne Auto Repair and Service. Hi, this is Larry Proetti with an invitation to bring your vehicle into Cars for service and minor repairs that are done with precision and care. Now, I've known John and his staff for a long time, and when it comes to tune-ups, replacing shocks, fixing fuel pumps, replacing timing chains, working on heating and air conditioning units, or even just a good old-fashioned oil change, I only trust my car when it comes to service to be under the care of Cheyenne Auto Repair and Service. They are a TechNet professional, where their work is covered by a nationwide limited repair warranty that extends across North America for 24 months or 24,000 miles, whichever comes first. For more information, check out technetprofessional.com on the World Wide Web. Cheyenne Auto Repair and Service always goes one step above the rest when it comes to the care of your vehicle. 604 West Lincoln Way in Cheyenne, open Monday through Friday. Call and set up an appointment at 632-0498.
Welcome to the biggest thing in tacos since tacos. Introducing the Taco Perfecto from Taco John's. That's right, we said it. Perfecto. That's Spanish for perfect. We redesigned it with an aerodynamic shell to give you the best bite every bite. Choose between seasoned to perfection beef, chili lime chicken, or upgrade to hand-carved sirloin steak. Sure, it was hard to perfect, but it's easy to eat. The Taco Perfecto from Taco John's. Bigger, bolder, better.
We're taking Cheyenne, Wyoming Sports Talk Radio to a whole new level. This is Wyoming Sports Talk Today.
Don't look at me. I think these people are completely nuts.
Stop this crazy thing! And it's only here on AM 1480 KRAE.
Welcome back to Wyoming Sports Talk Today. Larry Proetti along with Nick Proetti and our very special guest. I'm having problems with my microphone here all of a sudden. There we go. Got it. All right. And
what's the old adage? Don't touch it.
No. I felt it going on. I took care of it. Anyway, Jakia Wells has joined us, a sophomore criminal justice, as I recall, your major. And
he cheated. He looked online.
No, I didn't look online. But anyway, I was going to ask you right away, Jakia, because I'm looking at it here, our poster. How do you feel? Because I know you're a very shy person, and I remember from our discussions last year. How do you feel being on the poster this year for LCCC basketball?
It's nice. I have a host family, and they've been talking about getting my autograph and everything, and I was just like, no, I'm not famous. Like, it's just a picture. It's just a poster.
Now, let me ask you this. As we were talking with Coach Ortmeier, Saraven's back, Alexis is back, Haley is back, Robbie's back, and you. Last year, you guys came in. You were the new kids on the block, and, it's your first year of college. Do you feel a little more relaxed as you approach this season, and you know what to expect as you get ready for, Region 9 play and the preseason?
Yeah, of course. Just being a sophomore, we just really have to lead and everything, but like seeing the opponents from last year at the Windsor tournament that we went to, we kind of already know what to expect from those teams, and we're just really focused on like just playing and showing the freshmen, everything that they need to know. Just focusing on that.
And let's look back to last year's team, where again, as a freshman, being a part of Lady Golden Eagles, where again, historic, at least you were part of history with the LCCC program, again getting that opportunity to host a first round playoff game, winning and defeating Central Wyoming, where then eventually got to move on to Western Nebraska Community College to at least continue on the Region 9 tournament, where unfortunately lost to Northeastern Junior College that night. But either way, though, again, you were part of history. You had that taste of postseason experience, postseason win as well too. But talk about the drive this season, again, your final year with LCCC, that now you had a taste of the Region 9. You know what to expect out of, again, everything and every team here across the state of Wyoming, Nebraska, and Colorado. But talk about, for you, that just mental focus to get back and feel what it was at least March time last year.
Of course. We actually made goals for this year, and one of my goals was just to outplay everybody that I'm competing against. And our goal is just really to get to Texas. That's all we're focused on. Like, as a sophomore, I'm just like trying to push my freshmen to just go harder, be stronger than the person that you're competing against, because our ultimate goal is just to get to Texas. That's all we're focused on at this point.
Not because you're from Texas, but most of the national tournament, correct?
Yeah.
Jakia, last year you played a lot of 5, and again, always undersized as you were going up against the tall timber there. Did Coach Ortmeier have a different plan of attack for you this season? Are you still in the middle? Tell us what your role is.
I'm kind of playing more of a 4 now. We have a larger 5, Abby, but I'm still playing some 5. I feel like he's moved me to the 4 because I'm stronger than some of the 4s that we're going to compete against, and our 5 is also really, really good, Abby. We're looking to compete against taller players, and I think she's big enough to defend anybody that she's guarding, and I'm good enough to defend anybody that I'm guarding. So,
and I was talking with Coach Ortmeier, and again, I've had a lot of conversations with him during the summer as well. Said, hey, this is going to be a running team, and I know you guys like to run and then stop and pop. Are you going to be one of those runners and stop and poppers?
Most definitely. We've been running so much in practice, and me and Coach were actually just talking about it. We run so much now, and I really like it that we get to press and do all those other things, because we are a running team. And in the scrimmage that on Wednesday, we actually showed like we can be a running team. We can run teams out of the gym, literally. So that's fun.
Well, and Coach alluded to it of what's going to be 2019-2020 for LCCC, where again this is a team, again including with you and again a lot of the sophomores and freshmen that are part of the Lady Golden Eagles, that you're a team that's going to be respected in Region 9. Not necessarily have the targets on your back, but it is a team that folks are going to go and look at and go, hey, we can't overlook them. They're going to be good, and they're going to give us all they can handle at game time. But just talk about having that expectations, or at least that reality across Region 9, that you're garnering respect from teams across at least this area.
Absolutely. From just the scrimmage that we saw in Windsor, we've seen a few teams that we play in our conference this year, and we've talked about it. We want to be better than everybody that we compete against. Everybody wants to be better than, but we're going to be better than everybody that we compete against. We're looking to go to the national tournament, and we're just going to outwork every team that we compete against, and that's just what's going to happen.
Now, as I mentioned as well, too, you coming from Mesquite, Texas, a little bit warmer than what is Cheyenne, Wyoming around this time of the year. But, upcoming through the non-conference schedule for LCCC, you got 2 trips, one to Yuma, Arizona, the other to Phoenix, Arizona. So at least a little warmer, at least around the month of December, November as well, too. But just talk about having those opportunities, being a part of something special like that as well, too, to go out, showcase LCCC, your talents in another state, again, in another region as well.
That Arizona trips are going to be so fun because we get to travel as a team. We get to bond. We get to be on a flight together. I mean, that's going to be so fun. And traveling that far is kind of like traveling to the national tournament because we've never traveled that far. So playing in a different environment is kind of just prepping us for the national tournament. It's going to be really fun.
Final thought from me, Jakia, and thank you for joining us today here on our program, and pass along a thank you to your relatives too, because we appreciate the nice comments that they send when we're live streaming. Real quick, the season goes by so fast, and I mean, pretty soon we're going to be sitting here. It's March, but also for you want to continue on with your education, and whether you get to play basketball, that also hopefully is in the cards as well. Are you already starting to look at for your schools where you would like to go, or is that something you kind of put off until the last minute?
Academically, I have looked at schools, but my main focus is to play somewhere. So wherever I'm recruited, I'm just focusing on this season first, and then wherever basketball takes me, that's where I'll be.
All right.
Talk about this season, at least final thought for me, for you, Jakia, where, freshman year, we had you in studio, we're getting a little shy, at least nervousness. It was something that you mentioned it was kind of overwhelming going from high school to at least JUCO, managing schooling and basketball as well, too. Now, sophomore year, do you feel more comfortable? Is schooling just kind of, it's pretty much practice, schooling, games, it's all second nature. You've been there, done it. It all comes at ease, hopefully, this year?
School comes at ease. Practice, however, is completely different from how it was last year. We run more. We're a fast-paced team. We have more sets and everything. So, I mean, that's different, but I feel like, I don't know. It's the same.
Well, we're looking so forward to being with the LCCC Lady Golden Eagles coming up here next week. So, again, thank you so much for joining us as we will take a time out. We'll be right back with more of our LCCC Coaches Show here on 1480 KRAE.
There's a place where possibilities are boundless, where curiosity runs rampant, where exploration becomes opportunity. With Laramie County Community College, you can discover the best version of yourself. It's time to take on new challenges, to enrich your life, and to create the future you deserve. Your story unfolds. Laramie County Community College. Apply today. Visit lccc.wy.edu/yourstory.
1480 KRAE is your home for live play-by-play coverage of high school basketball and football. Hi, this is Nick Brody inviting you to hear all the play-by-play calls of East, Central, and South football and basketball. You'll hear the conference action along with the postseason, and during the basketball season, 1480 KRAE features both boys and girls games. Catch all the exciting calls on AM 1480 KRAE, also streaming the games worldwide on the web at 1480KRAE.com.
From family-owned and operated Riverbend Nursery and Stone Company, they would like to simply say thank you for your continued support. They are thankful this year, as in years past, for your friendship as well as business. Coming soon, please check out the beautiful selection of fresh-cut Christmas trees and wreaths, plus there's always great gift ideas inside the spacious gift center. Sincere thanks and wonderful holiday wishes from your friends at Riverbend Nursery and Stone Company on Yellowstone Road in North Cheyenne. The team at Chick-fil-A, Windmill and Delrange, directly across from Powers Field and Menards, are proud sponsors of the student-athletes for the 2019-2020 school year for high school and LCCC. Not only do they support the athletes, but they are ready for your next cater-out event, meeting, or gathering. A special thank you to Chick-fil-A and all they do for 1480 KRAE and our sister station KYOI-FM during the year. For more information, call Chick-fil-A at 638-4444.
At Platte Valley Bank, we love to see our customers come through the door. Well, we know life can be busy and you don't always have time to come to the bank. That's why we offer user-friendly online and mobile banking products with features such as bill pay, recurring transfers, mobile deposit, and now digital wallet. At Platte Valley Bank, you can manage your money how you want, when you want. Whether you prefer to bank in person, over the phone, or online, Platte Valley Bank makes it easy to take care of your finances.
Platte Valley Bank, member FDIC. Are you thinking about buying a new water heater? You could spend $1,300 or more on a gas-fired water heater. Or you could spend $0 on a top-of-the-line electric water heater from High West Energy. That's right, $0. High West members can upgrade from gas to electric without spending a penny. Don't you wish all decisions were this easy? Go to highwestenergy.com to learn more or call 307-245-3261. High West Energy, the best choice, the local choice, the right choice for you.
Here's the latest weather forecast on 1480 KRAE.
For today, it'll be mostly cloudy with highs around 34. Then for tonight, it'll be cloudy skies with lows around 21. On Thursday, it'll be sunny with highs around 44. And on Thursday night, it'll be partly cloudy with lows around 28.
Fat, lazy, and stupid is no way to conduct a sports talk radio show. We've thrown down the gauntlet, upped the stakes, and made it clear that when it comes to sports talk radio in Cheyenne, there's a new player in town. This is Wyoming Sports Talk Today, and it's only here on AM 1480 KRAE.
Welcome back to Wyoming Sports Talk Today. It's hour number 2, and it's Coaches Show Day, LCCC Coaches Show. We get to talk to men's head coach Jason Ficca. Coach, and I apologize, I was out of town. I know Nick had a chance to catch some of the basketball action this weekend. You guys are off and running, 1-1, as you had a chance to host a little mini tournament like you've been doing in years past over at the RAC.
The Golden Eagle tip-off shootout, which is quite a mouthful, but yes, that was at least
that's why I let
weekend.
you say that. I can't say that.
I thought about the name of that because a classic would be 4 teams switching partners on 2 different days, but we really didn't have that. Northeastern was only trying to get. I was really just trying to get a second game for Eastern Utah while they're out here. So I came up with a catchy name, Shootout, and then I thought, is that politically correct? Should we be referencing? It's amazing all the thought that goes into a simple thing like naming your opening game. So I went with Shootout because that's it's not a tournament, it's not a classic.
Shootout's politically correct, as you're worried about that.
Shootout. I didn't want to reference.
All right, so we saw the 2019-2020 edition of the Golden Eagles on the floor. You got some veterans back, Kyle along with Mateo and Courtney. And again, you trotted out some new faces onto the floor.
And some of those freshmen stepped it up, especially in that Utah State Eastern game, without a doubt.
Yeah, Friday night we made a calculated misjudgment starting all 4 of the 4 freshmen and only 1 sophomore because we were deer in headlights and we were awestruck and we were scared. Any of those adjectives that you want to come up with. That mean the same thing there. Any synonyms for that, it applied. I was surprised by it myself. I was shocked by our play, but we pretty quickly rectified it in over 24 hours or less than 24 hours later. And I thought we beat a pretty quality team the next night in Eastern Utah. They had good guards that were fast with the ball. They had some size. They had some shooters. Zero, I can't even remember his name now, but he had 29 on Friday night, and we held him, I think, under 10, if I recall.
Christian Hafner.
Yeah.
Yeah, so we did, and that was a point of emphasis. We didn't have much time to prepare for them, but that was one thing we said, we've got to stop him, and the guys came out and did it.
Well, and again, as we spotlight, we talk about the sophomores, part of the LCCC squad. Again, we know what to expect out of Kyle Cavs. We know what to expect out of Mateo. We know what to expect out of Courtney Dean. But talk about at least 2 of the freshmen, again, that I got to see this past weekend there at the RAC. Again, one being where we've seen him pretty often, or at least myself and Chris Polton when
over the last 4 years we've seen him a lot.
I'm glad you guys know what to expect out of the sophomores because I don't always know. But
well, again, we'll go back. At least I know Mateo had a slow start early in that contest against Utah State Eastern, but Eric Oliver, phenomenal product at Cheyenne East, doing big things this past weekend for LCCC, putting up 29 points in that game, that win against the Utah State Eastern. But one product as well, too, again, out of Massachusetts, being Damian Perry. 20 points for him as well, too. So your freshman stepped up and kind of showcased past those sophomores of saying, hey, you know, the old guard, get out of our way. We're going to be the point getters here and kind of carry the team on our back, so to speak.
Yeah, there's a couple. That really hurt us Friday night with Eric getting 2 fouls in the first, I think, 48 seconds. And I didn't play him till the second half. I probably should have gone back to him and trusted him not get that third foul in the first half, especially as bad as the score got. I should have said, go for it. I shouldn't have waited that long, but that was a mistake by me. But that really hurt us. And then Damian didn't play Friday night, and he's definitely our very good floor general for us. So his presence Saturday, and then Eric, not getting into foul trouble and being able to stay on the floor, those were big factors in that turnaround.
You look at your sophomores, and last year, just a couple of them. And I know you leaned on Stefan Manzi to, take that role of that leadership. And I look at these three sophomores, or this year, Coach, do you go to one of the freshmen? I mean, the first name that comes to mind for me, and I know he really battled that injury bug last year, would be one Kyle Cabs. I mean, he knows the drill out there. Yeah. I mean, is this somebody that you might be saying, hey, I need your floor leadership?
Well, Kyle's definitely our leader and our captain, but it's also clear to everybody, I think, that Damian Perry is our floor general. If there's a difference between the two, Kyle overall establishes a tone of how we play, the effort we put in, the attitude, definitely can guide our whole team about what to expect here, what to expect there. What to expect from me, what to expect from opponents, what to expect, from opposing crowds, all that stuff. That's Kyle is a leader there. Courtney and Mateo certainly added that. But running our team, Damian Perry runs our team.
You look at this team right now, and again, it looks like the pieces you wanted during the recruiting phase, you got those pieces in play to match up with the Mateos and the Courtneys, as well as Kyle Cabs. Your vision, you and Coach Salisbury's vision. Again, I know we're talking in November, February is when we really need to be chatting with you. But is this a team that you look at to be one that's going to put a Hondo on that scoreboard quite often? I mean, what are you looking for? More offense or defense, Coach?
I think this could be a good defensive team. I in recruiting, I really was shooting for bigger bodies, but I always gravitate towards skill. And I don't ever seem to want to sacrifice on skill just to get a bigger body. So one of the things anybody in recruiting is, hey, we need guys with man bodies. We need guys that are filled out. And you can look at a few of our guys that are pretty small in stature, slight in frame, like an Andrew Graves, even a Jared Boyce, who's a pretty small in stature. But those guys are really skilled. So we just gravitated back to our default, which is skill. And I think at any one time we'll have a minimum of 3 guys that are very accustomed to scoring 20 points a game. Jared Boyce scored over 2,000 points, and he's the leading scorer in his high school history. Chris Grace scored 27 points a game last year in high school. Damian Perry was a 20-point scorer. Eric Oliver, we know what he was in high school. So and then you got Mateo Zovko, who's 12 or 13 points a game for us last year, our leading returning scorer. So we've got a lot more firepower offensively, but I think we've got a little more grit and a little more nastiness on the defensive end too. I wish we had a little bit more physical size to go with it, but we can overcome that lack of physical size just by going hard and just being tough as nails.
It's something I saw Saturday as well too. Again, where Damian is not the tallest player on the court. Again, he's your number 1 out there, but he kind of plays apropos that he is also number 5 on that court. Where I look to a couple seasons with LCCC women's basketball, same number 5 of one Carly O'Brien, undersized on that court, but again, she was not afraid to get up there, battle those bigs, take those these fouls, and again be aggressive on that inside. I saw that this past Saturday with Damian, where, again, even with him being undersized against the bigs that were Utah State Eastern, it's a guy that showed a lot of heart and, again, a lot of strength. And, again, he's going to be your floor general without a doubt.
Well, these sound like cliches, but literally, Damien's not afraid to stick his nose in there. He was a boxer as a kid. He's been hit in the face. He's not afraid to get right in there defensively. He's not afraid to get in there and take a chance and getting a shot across the bow. Literally, those all sound like cliches, but in his case, that's a great asset for him. He will just literally get closer than most guys are getting closer to get, and he's not afraid of the contact that might come if a guy swings the ball through or whatever, catches him in the face. He's been hit in the face. Doesn't faze him. So that toughness right there from boxing, that is carried over to his basketball career, and makes him really valuable, definitely as a defender. But then his skill set and his decision making as an offensive player are really good too. So he's a really good player, and we're lucky to have him.
I just gonna ask this kind of tongue-in-cheek question for you, Coach. Where we look at before at least preseason got underway, or at least the regular season started for LCCC, as you post very often on the LCCC basketball Twitter at least handle. A little joke question for you, but was that Damien's at least influence on you to go out and I saw a picture of the LCCC Golden Eagles at a boxing club here in town, getting a little at least training and stamina build-up?
That was our former student manager Isaiah Tafoya, who's now a professional boxer. I think he has his professional debut coming up real quick here. But he's also studying, I think, exercise science and getting his degree in that. So he's taken on a role. He's still around, and he still works in our building and monitoring the building. And so we utilized him to do some exercise science training this fall, and we kind of culminated the whole fall workouts with a workout at his boxing gym. So it was a lot of fun, and the guys got a kick out of it. And I don't want to say a kick, like it was good hard work, but it was something new and exciting for them, and they were really engaged. And Isaiah does a great job. He brings a lot of – you wouldn't think that 20-year-old guys would really listen to another 21-year-old guy, but he brings such credibility with his knowledge and his experience as an athlete, his demeanor. He was really valuable to us this fall with the workouts he put our guys through. It was a lot of explosiveness and quickness training and balance, agility, core stuff. It was really good. I think he's got a great future if the boxing thing doesn't work out. I mean, he's got a great fallback as a trainer, or something in that type of line of work.
I want to go back to your 1-2 punch that I see right now on paper with Damien and Eric Oliver this year. I mean, if you can look into that crystal ball, and I know what you're hoping for, I mean, this could be one of your better tandems that you've had in the backcourt here in recent times.
Well, it could be, but we all think, and I believe that in the end, Jared Boyce will probably be our leading scorer. So he only played. He didn't play Saturday. Played Friday, and not very well or much. He's been battling some thumb issue, but he's getting over that. He's had 2 good days of practice this week. I think when it comes down to it, you're going to see our top 2 scorers are probably going to be Jared Boyce and Eric Oliver. Which one will be which? One or two, but those guys both will probably be. I know they're both going to get 15, 16 shots a game. So
is Damien a guard too? And I look back at Deshaun, and I look back also to when the name's going to slip me now because I'm having a senior moment, but in my time that covering you, but is Damien going to be that dish-off type of guard for you?
Damien's a good setup guy. He definitely is. He's got a good feel for the game. I use a couple terms with our guys. Some players are artists and some players are scientists. Scientists kind of follows the script, and here, cut here, catch here, shoot here, pass here. And then there's guys like a Dejan Weiss, who's an artist. Just give him the ball or give him a paintbrush and get out of his way.
And the other one's Zaire Mateen that I was thinking of.
Damien's a good artist, but he's got a good scientific background to carry the metaphor out here. So he's not pure artistry, but he's solid in both areas. He really can command whatever the script is that we're trying to execute, but he can also deviate and see things off the script, and that's a big plus for us.
As you talk about Jared Boyce fighting off that thumb injury right now after 2 games here, again, as you prepare for this weekend to join the women's program out to Nebraska to see McCook and also to North Platte Community College this Friday and Saturday. Overall health for the team so far, I know in Saturday's game, Courtney Dean got popped in the mouth, had a little at least blood incident on the court, but other than that, though, I mean, what's the overall health of the team?
We're just a little banged up. There's no major things that I think, just things we're dealing with. And a lot of that has been, our trainer's was on maternity leave for like 6 weeks there. There's nothing we can do about that. But, there was just a lot of nagging things that kept just kept popping up. And I think here over the next 3-4 weeks, Megan will get all that stuff kind of put to bed, and we'll be in good shape. But it seems like there's a lot of, Jared had a wrist, and now he's got the other thumb. The thumb on the other hand is messed up, and he actually first hurt his wrist at that boxing workout. I think he jammed his wrist on one of those bags, and then now he's got a hurt thumb. And then today in practice, Ash, he had a wrapped thumb, and then he, so it's kind of bumps and bruises. But it's also part of, we've got a lot of guys that are kind of slight of frame. They're freshmen. They're not used to the contact and that stuff. So I think between just getting a little stronger and getting used to the physical nature, and then what Megan does from the training room, we're pretty healthy, and I'm sure we'll get everybody to the court.
And do want to mention at least news coming out today as well regarding the LCCC basketball schedule. November 16th game against F.E. Warren Air Force Base has been officially canceled. It is not going to be rescheduled. Regarding that contest, will you find another team to make it up, whether it is the Power to Play Elites or, again, a CSU club team, or is it just kind of you're minus that game?
No, I think we're gonna minus that game. It's the first time in my career I can recall doing that. Special circumstance. We were excited. F.E. Warren approached us about. They said they were going to have a competitive team again this year, where they practiced what they used to have in the past, but duty calls, and somebody higher up than the people that I deal with gave an order, and those guys are just not able to compete right now. I mean, I think it was a staffing issue or something like that. So I guess national security trumps our basketball game, believe it or not. So maybe I should put a call into the defense secretary or something.
Or maybe the Air National Guard could help out or create a team.
Coach, so imagine that, national security over an LCCC basketball game.
I know, it's
a shame.
It's an outrage.
Yes, an outrage.
Real
Our
quick,
tax dollars are not being used wisely.
You got 2 games in the books right now, and I know the answer to this question, but I'm going to ask it anyway, and I don't want to use the word tinker, Coach, but you and Coach Salisbury, I'm venturing to say, have a starting 5 in mind and then a rotation. Have you got that set? Are you starting, or are you going to present that starting 5 and the rotation, or do you go through the preseason and try to get as many looks as you can?
If we're playing well, if we've got everybody right, then that's going to change. This might be the first time that I can remember a long time where it truly should change. If we've got everybody playing right, then it could be a coin toss at several positions who's going to start. Right now, with Jared Boyce being a little gimpy in the wrist, and yes, he's coming off the bench, but when he gets right, he's going to throw something. He's going to throw a wrench in there. And so right now, I think there isn't an obvious starting 5, but hopefully, and maybe by the end of this month, there's going to be a lot of options and starters.
Do want to mention, at least for the men, as we talked about women, again, our first game with LCCC women, the 12th of November here in town against Otero. The first action with the men, we will be on the road with the Golden Eagles as they travel down to Northeastern Junior College to Sterling, Colorado. That is November 19th. That will be our first men's contest here on 1480 KRAE.
Yeah, as soon as we get done with football, we're ready to move into basketball.
I want to start putting a plug for that game on November 21. That's going to be Friday food bag night for us. We're going to give all the proceeds from ticket sales to the Friday Food Bag Organization. I went down there with some guys yesterday. We helped fill the food bags. It's a great cause. How can you argue with feeding hungry kids. So hopefully we can fill the gym that night, raise a lot of money for Friday Food Bag. I know we'll have another meeting between now and then, but everybody put that one on your calendar, the 21st of November against Otero. Come out, buy a ticket, support the Friday Food Bag.
Head coach Jason Ficca joining us here on our Coaches Show, LCCC Coaches Show, brought to you by Laramie County Community College. Thank Coach Ficca, again, Coach Brian Ortmeier with the Lady Golden Eagles, and Jakia Wells, our special student-athlete guest here this afternoon. We're going to take one final timeout. No, we're not going to take a final timeout. We're going to remind everybody